So there seems to be a cold war between Childish Gambino and Drake, which came into the surface when Childish Gambino did an interview with GQ, which was released on the 4th of April 2023.
Cool. And I had the song. And I swear to God, like it started as the idea for the song started as a joke. To be completely honest, like, this is America, like that was all we had was like that line.
This is America. Don't got you slipping up. Look how I'm living up.
And it started as a Drake diss, to be honest. It's like I was like as like a funny way of like doing it, but then I was like, this shit sounds kind of hard though, you know. So I was like, let me play with it. So we just had that for a long time. I told Hero the idea, and he was like, oh, let's do it. And
so after this interview, this was the first time the public get to know the origin of This Is America and how it started. Even though it turned out to be weird since the song itself talks about serious political stuff, you would never thought it started off as a joke. And where in worst part, it started off as a diss towards Drake. And it didn't make a lot of buzz and headlines when the interview got released, mainly because I think he didn't give the main reason as to why he was thinking of dissing Drake specifically to begin with. And also, what was the diss going to be about? He just claimed it was a joke, but what was the joke about? And 2 months later, Drake was preparing to go on his tour called It's All Blur, which started on the 29th of June. And I don't want to lie, it looks dope and it's trending even almost every week. I wish I was there, but hey, I'm broke. I'm so broke that my brokenness is broke. And it's where now, during his tour, Drake seems to think it was the right time to address the situation about Childish Gambino. So on one of his shows, Drake is seen performing one of his songs called Headlines. And at the same time, there's this kinds of visual displays about Drake himself, which was like previous headlines made about Drake. And one that stick out the most to everyone was the one where it reads, the overrated, over-awarded song, This Is Called America, was originally a Drake diss. And people claim Drake was dissing Childish Gambino, of which even I thought it was a diss, but at the same time, since I love Drake, I pretty much thought it was one of the headlines and the news written about him, and it made a good sense to put them in the performance of one of his so-called headlines. And it's true, some of the headlines were old news written about him, like the one that says, Drake has extended history of nice guy misogyny. It was an article written by Refinery published on the 7th of November 2022. Next up is the one that says Drake got sued for $4 million for fake Vogue cover. And originally this was an article written by Daily Mail published on the 8th of November 2022. This was when they were promoting her Lost album with 21 Savage. And one that says Drake was arrested by Swedish police, of which it was an article written by Mirror News Company on 19th July 2022. And almost popular one which ended up becoming a meme that says fans can no longer relate to Drake's music because he's too rich, which was posted by a TikToker who goes by the name of I Am Treso, which was posted on the 24th of June, even before the tour started.
Us guys don't wear New Balance and Levi's. I'm off of spiritual lifting, but I don't fly spirit. For your birthday, your man got a table at Hibachi. Y'all sleep at the Sheraton. All that shit embarrassing.
And even Luke Fiasco reacted to that video by saying that Drake makes him feel guilty for shit he don't even do and question the legitimacy of his actual responsibilities. And the last one that says Drake has an immense fear of bees at the restaurant. This was an actual incident that happened around July 2022 when Drake was attacked by the bees at the restaurant. Yup. Even bees want to smoke with Six God himself. Hey. But here's the scary part. The article that talks about Childish Gambino being overrated and over-awarded is nowhere to be found. The article you can find are the one that says and clearly state that This Is America was originally a Drake diss, which most of the article came after the release of the GQ interview that Childish did. Suspicious, right? And after finding this out, it reminded me of what Kanye West once said about Drake, of how he deals with beef.
This is like, and he was studying that. He wanted to learn how fast he moved his feet. So when Drake don't do a diss, like an outright diss song where it's a headshot. He's gonna set it up like war. You know what I'm saying?
Calculated and strategy.
Yeah, when people went to go get Hitler, they didn't go straight for Hitler. They set up fake tanks. They set up this, say this. So he gonna do stuff like live 5 blocks down the street from you, DM every.
He said crept through the light switch. Is that what you talking
He
about?
gonna like go and DM every single girl in your family, every single girl around your family, everybody, all your niggas, girl. He's gonna.
Really?
So it becomes like. So you already got that. It's like away games and home games and stuff like in football and this is professional rap.
Right.
This is the first time we in a place of like professional rap. So all that's there. So if he throws out a bar right here, it might be a bar only like what Pac said, you and I know what's going on. Right. But it's all psychological, right? So it's like what button is someone gonna hit?
And from this, we can learn that Drake might have added his own clapback at Childish Gambino, since there's no evidence of any headlines previously written about This Is America being overrated and over-awarded, unless the article is deleted or it doesn't exist at all. And also, the question we have to ask ourselves is, what was the diss going to be about if the record ended up being This Is America, and what pushed Childish Gambino to think of dissing Drake specifically? Because there was previously some sort of a misunderstanding back in 2014 when Childish Gambino was performing in Australia and he rapped,
Hey yo, you niggas think that I'm alright? All I do is do it inside, keep it inside. I'm the best rapper, definitely top 5. If these other rappers think they fucking not alive, I cut their head off. That's every rapper living. That's Kendrick, that's Drake, that's Schoolboy, that's everyone. I don't give a fuck. I fucking kill you niggas. I fucking kill you niggas. These niggas think I'm bigger. Goddamn motherfucker, I'm ill. All I do is.
and even after this, Childish Gambino still went to Breakfast Club and still stood up to his point of calling himself the best rapper than Kendrick and Drake in Schoolboy Q. And fast forward in February 2017, Drake posted a picture of Childish Gambino and the OVO producer and one of the division member 1985 with the caption saying, "Very inspiring humans," which later was deleted, also now making things even more suspicious. It's so suspicious because the year later, This Is America was released, 6 May 2018. Maybe something might have happened during 2017, which might have made Childish Gambino to think of this in Drake. Also Drake deleting the picture, because the producer 1985 still have the picture on his Instagram. Meanwhile, Drake has deleted the picture. But things got even more interesting when Nadeska has this to say about what might have happened between the two.
Which part? Drake's being petty?
Yeah. I love that he's leaning all the way into it. Like, he didn't need to take it that far, but he did, so I think we should laugh about it. And I mean, doesn't this go all the way back to some issues over a lady, if I remember correctly?
What's the origin of their beef?
Okay, so I don't want to speculate then if it's not, but
I don't
thought
know. Yeah, neither.
I thought there was like a woman involved, like an R&B singer, and that was like the tension between the two of them, and Gambino felt away about it. Somebody back me up in the room. Does this sound right to you? Am I making this all up?
Leave a comment.
Okay.
We love a comment.
All right, that's what I thought. I should have fact checked this before I sat down. Maybe
No,
I
don't
should
worry
do that
about it.
right
Don't
now.
worry about it.
I
You
thought-
might be onto something.
I thought that was the issue.
You're a credible journalist, so when you say things, you probably read it.
Oh no, great. And now it's gonna be just, I started a rumor here. All right.
Hey, listen, that's Nadeska. But let's just deal.
And also, Ebro added more fuel on what Nadeska just said on Hot 97.
But their beef. But you know, the reason Childish was gonna make the song, and this is the whole other. Now we're going to a whole other layer of the story. Was apparently behind the scenes. Childish was trying to get Drake on the show Atlanta, and then something happened with somebody. It was some old something behind the scenes.
Okay, got you.
Which I think was why Childish was gonna make the joke diss anyway in the first place. When I heard, because I normally don't listen back to, and I didn't think this was gonna even be a thing. So this happened last week.
So the feud between the two is more than just a joke diss that Childish tried to portray. It seems like there's more happening or happened, and the joke diss was the beginning of it.
I have no bitterness in my soul. I'm petty as fuck, but I have no bitterness in my soul. Nobody in this game, none of these niggas can ever break me. I'll always be here for you. I do not give a fuck.
But even though he claims he doesn't have a bitterness in his soul, he doesn't run away from the fight. And most likely it's other people who tends to pick up and start the fights with him. And it's so unfair that when he fights back, people criticize Drake, you know. It's so unfair, you know. Yeah, so it's only a matter of time we might hear the main reason as why there seems to be a tension between the two. See you on the next video. Have a nice day.